Okay, let's get started. I can let people in as they come. So, hello everyone. My name is Carly Moore, and I'm the owner of Your Beauty Business Academy, where I have online courses, do coaching, lots of free material, training tips and stuff for hairstylists. Now, how do you guys all work? I would love to know that in the chat. Do you have your own salon? Do you have staff? Do you work at a commission salon? Do you suite rental, work from home? Right now, I am standing in my home salon. So I had worked commission in a salon when I first started. I worked hourly for a while. I did a suite rental. Then I built a salon in my home when I had my kids. And then my home flooded. And I did like a mobile salon for a while. And now I am back here. So I've done it all. And I would love to know how you guys work. Do you agree with me when I say that we have such a beautiful industry and the ability to work in so many different ways, yet still do the same job, right? We still get to service people, we get to make them feel beautiful. Do you love that you can make somebody feel really, really great when you like once they're in your when they're in your chair? Marissa works hourly, but going, well, let me see this chat here. Awesome. Okay, well, perfect, Marissa. This will be a lot of this stuff is kind of the very first steps to building that vision of owning your own salon, whether it be in your home, which I think is great. You're not even going to pay rent, 100% profits for you, or salon suite, or whatever it may be. Okay, do you guys also believe that we all have the ability to create whatever sort of business you want, which can create for you whatever sort of life that you want? It doesn't matter how you work, where you work it, we all are capable of creating exactly what we want our businesses to look like. So I definitely think that that is true. I've seen it, but do you know that under 10% of salons actually make it past 5 years? 10%. That's crazy to me. We all do the exact same thing, right? We all are cutting hair, coloring, like whatever it may be. We all do hair. We all have the same physical job. We all have the same hours in a day. We all have the same, we can all get the same education. There's so much online. We can all reach out to mentors and coaches if we want to. But how come some people just don't make it and they're always struggling, where other people build these beautiful six-figure businesses and don't work on weekends and evenings and have so much time freedom and create that lifestyle that they've dreamt of? I would love to know why you guys think there's such a difference. I believe it's mindset. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. So just ponder that for a little while. But I'd love to tell you some stories first. So I'm going to share some slides with you. I'd love to tell you about a few of my friends. Budget, patience, and mindset. How do I share my screen? Here we are. Okay, I'm going to share just some photos with you. Which one was it? This way. Okay, so this before and after picture. This is my friend Bethany's house. So I met Bethany when she was right out of school. She hopped in and started assisting at our salon. She was there maybe a couple of months and she had a baby who had a lot of medical problems and she had to take a lot of time off and she got fired because she wasn't reliable. It was actually mind-blowing to me, but that's what happened. So with her 2 months of assisting fresh out of school, she decided, I have this really gross room near my garage, the upper right-hand side. I'm going to build that into a beautiful salon and I'm going to learn the skills to build a loyal client base. And I'm going to hone in on my skills, whether it be education online or at like a local color distributor, like however she could get her hands on education. But she had, from the day she got fired, she had this vision, this like belief behind this vision that she was going to create a successful business. And she did. This was, oh my goodness, when was that? 13, 14 years ago, and she has a thriving business that allows her to work in and around. She has three kids of her own, and she does oh my goodness, what's it called? She has a kid from Spain there right now, which is so cool. And to like 1 billion animals. She has also, because she's designed her salon in her home, which Marissa, I think is going to be super cool for you. She can work around all of her family stuff, and she works around her passions. So she's a home designer as well. So she does home renovation, she does design. She's been on like breakfast television. She's written for different magazines. Like she's has so much passion in just creating. But every single goal that she's achieved, whether it's been hairstyling, whether it's been getting on television, whether it's been writing for design magazines that she's read for years and years, she had a solid, detailed vision, and she went back to that constantly, numerous times a day, all the time, and she believed that she could make it work. So a lot of this workshop today and a lot of creating a business that you want has to do with having a clear vision. So if you don't have a clear vision of what you want your business to look like right now, hopefully you'll have a more solid base by the end of the day or at the end of this workshop. And it's having a strong belief that you can actually make that possible. And we're going to go over ways, or a way, the best way, I think, to build a solid, strong belief. And in that, we're going to talk a lot about mindset and our subconscious mind. Now, bottom right-hand corner, this is my friend Nikki. So she grew up in Canada, moved to Australia, did some hair school there, worked in a salon, instantly was like, you know what, this isn't the lifestyle I want. I don't want a boss. I don't want someone telling me where I have to be and when, how many hours I have to work, what I have to, like all the things. She is a free spirit. And so she's like, you know what, I'm going to do this from home. And she literally had a mirror and a chair, and she would do people's hair from home. But as she was doing this, she was envisioning like, what if this mirror and chair could be in Mexico or in Costa Rica or in Spain or all the other places, right? What if I could take what I'm physically doing now and do it all over the world? And then she built that vision, and she kept that in the forefront of her mind. She talked to other people who had done it. She hired a business coach to help her with just like the mindset, because that's such a different way to think, right? Like we are so told this is what you do and this is how you do it, and this is the norm, and you stay in this box. She was like, screw that. I'm not staying in the box, but I have so many messages and suggestions constantly all day from society and family and friends that are keeping me in the box and keeping those beliefs that that's how I have to live. She needed someone to help her step outside of her like stuck in deep down limiting subconscious beliefs in order to create this beautiful life. And this is what she does now. That's her place in Mexico. And she does just enough hair to pay for her rent and her drinks and her food. It is the coolest thing ever. Someday you have to meet her. She's actually the abundance stylist on Instagram. So check her out. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen if I can. There we go. Okay. So why I wanted to show you guys those pictures is because being able to visualize what you want, like create an image in your head of what you want your business and your life to look like, is a really great way to auto-suggest. So going back to under 10% of salons in business after 5 years. I really do believe a lot of it is mindset. And Marissa, you said budget, patience, massive. Budget, for sure. A lot of people can't just hop on a plane and go do hair places. But I think that a lot of mindset work comes into it to grow that vision and belief so that they know it's possible. And then taking those like little physical steps to build that bank account up to buy the plane ticket, right? Okay. So I touched on it earlier, our subconscious beliefs, so our paradigm. So we have our conscious mind, which is kind of like where we do our thinking from. It's all logic. And then we have our subconscious mind. And in the subconscious mind are different beliefs and thoughts that people have placed in there when you were a child. So your parents, your teachers, your community, different experiences through your life when you were younger and how you perceived them. And through this subconscious mind, 98% of what we do all day is controlled. All of our habits, all of our thoughts, all of our beliefs, and then we base all of our decisions off of those beliefs. And then we base all of our actions from those decisions. And so many times, we don't even really know what those beliefs are. So if you've heard things like, oh my goodness, I'm like, this is my mom. Money doesn't grow on trees. You should just be happy with what you have. You don't need more. You know, you became a hairstylist. You know, you have to work evenings and weekends. This was always my favorite, and it kept me stuck giving 60% of my paycheck away to a salon for years. You can't just hop right out of school and own your own business. I know so many people, and I'm sure you guys do too, who have hopped out of school and started their own business, and they're successful. But it's all of those things all day that keep us in this box. And the only way to change those beliefs, therefore your thoughts and your actions and your decisions and your results, like everything you have right now, has to do with your subconscious and those beliefs, whether good or bad. The only way to change those, two ways. Number one is a traumatic life event. So I don't know if this has happened to anybody here, but something traumatic or crazy has happened and it has just changed who you are as a person. Usually that's in the negative, not all the time, but a lot of times it is. And I think that maybe nobody's here looking for a traumatic event to change themselves, but there's another way. Number two, auto-suggestion. So affirmations. Anybody here use affirmations or do visualization techniques? Because both of those are such a great way to change your beliefs in your mind. First, you have to be aware of the beliefs you want to change. Like a lot of mine back in the day were self-worth and self-image and money things. Like, who am I to own my own business? And who am I to make way more money than I need? Like, to me, for some reason, I felt that was greedy. I felt I wasn't worthy enough. But I went about my day doing the do for like 10 years, not even aware that that's what was keeping me stuck. So I think that is why coaching and mentorship can be, I don't even know the word for it. It is life-changing because so many times we're not even aware of what's keeping us stuck, and it is always in our heads. So with auto-suggestion, you are telling yourself something constantly, all the time, right? You're trying to change the suggestions that have come from your environment. So all those environmental suggestions, you have to work evenings and weekends, you can't own your own salon, being rich is greedy, all of the things, those are environmental suggestions. And you can take control back and auto-suggest constantly, but it is not just writing an affirmation or saying an affirmation or visualizing. You need to have that feeling in there. So when you have that reoccurring thought mixed with emotion, you can stick that into your subconscious, and then you start to change and you start to believe different things and therefore take different steps. And then you start to see different results in your world. It is so, so cool. We all, as stylists, do the same physical thing every day. Yet it is the energy behind that and the belief, energy. I want to say everything is energy. I could talk about energy for 45 minutes. It is the energy behind that, the intention behind that, that makes the difference. So if you don't have affirmations set up right now, if you don't really know even how to set them up, I'm offering everybody here on the live workshop a free coaching call, and I can help you really cement in an affirmation or get really clear on a visualization of what you want. Because your brain, it's super cool. Your brain, it believes what you tell it, whether it's real or not. And when your brain believes something, it goes out and it looks for things to prove that true, and it looks for opportunities. Like, have you ever gone, okay, for instance, I wanted a horse growing up. I trained horses and I wanted a horse. I wanted my very own. I was 15, 16, and I knew what I wanted. And I cut out pictures of this. It was a bay gelding, 2 years old. I want him to be off the track because that's what I knew. I worked with thoroughbreds because I'm crazy. I wanted no markings, just like some black boots, 16 hands, and I had exactly $2,100 to the penny. So I spent months, I obsessed. I like cut out pictures. This was before, no, we had the internet. We just had the internet, but like you had to log in through your phone line. Anyways, this was before Pinterest, before all the things. So I'd buy horse magazines, I'd cut them out. I posted them all over my walls, in all of my binders. Like it was just like collages of exactly what I wanted. And then we went up to the cottage. The people before us left a newspaper. I grabbed the newspaper. I've never opened a newspaper before in my life. Opened it up. It was to the classified section, and there was my horse, to like the inch height I wanted him, to the dollar amount of money I had. So visualization and auto suggestion, and when you tell your brain, this is what I want, and I have it already, that feeling of like, this is already mine, your brain will search out ways and the universe will send those things to you. I always thought this stuff was crazy, but I'm telling you, I could tell you a billion more stories like that from my life that prove it to be true. Okay, so let's get into doing a little visualization, because this stuff is kind of fun. And then we're going to talk about why owning your own business is really, really smart, and kind of the first few steps to do it. So we think in images. So like pictures in our head. So for example, I'm going to get you to close your eyes, and I'm going to talk you through a few things, and we'll see if images pop up in your mind. So this morning when you woke up, you probably have like the same thing you do every morning, and you change out of your pajamas, and maybe you brushed your teeth. So you brush your teeth, rinse off your toothbrush, go into the kitchen, you grab something for breakfast. What did you grab for breakfast this morning? How does your fridge open? Is it a double door? Is it just one door? And then you're done that, you did your hair. How did you do it? Did you flat iron it, curl it, blow dry it? And then say you went off to work somewhere, or you left the house, hopping in your car. I even did this. When I was like, go through the visualization, you can open your eyes. I do this, hopping in my car, like grabbing the doorknob and pulling the door open. I don't know, even as I was saying that, I visualized all the things. I even could see the color of my toothbrush. So when we think thoughts or we dream of future, it's these images in our mind. And those can be just as powerful or more powerful than actually affirmations or writing them down and saying them out loud. So these images that are in our head are really just a different form of energy than the thing in the physical. The more thought, the more energy you can give to these images, the more you can do that, the more you can sit and visualize, the more you can write out or talk about or look for pictures of exactly what you want, the quicker it's going to come into your life. So have you heard the terms, anyone here heard the term, like attracts like? What you think about, you bring about. Has anyone heard the term, what you focus on expands? These terms have all been used for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. And they're about manifesting. They're about focusing on what you want and that coming into the physical. It's the law of attraction. It's a universal law. We all know the people, or we've all had the days where, one of my girlfriends, everything is always wrong. Everybody else is always wrong. There's an excuse for everything. Every time I say, she's like, I'm sorry, I'm always late. And she's always late. Oh my goodness, my husband never does this. And he never does. Like, she's just constantly focusing on the negative and then receiving more of that, right? We need to switch that paradigm, switch those subconscious thoughts and beliefs in order to attract what we want. Okay, so we are going to do a little visualization exercise. And this is going to stick a clear vision of the future into your subconscious mind. Once there, the more you can go over it and over it and over it and visualize it and visualize it and visualize it, it'll stick way deep down, and it'll become a belief. And you will base your decisions and actions off of this. And I know I'm repeating this a lot, but it is so important. Okay. So I'm going to get you to, again, I'm going to get you to close your eyes. Take a couple really deep breaths. Just try to really relax. When you do these visualizations, the more of a calm, relaxed state you can be in, the better. So just shake everything out, super chill. Now I want you to picture walking into your space, the space you do hair. Whether it's a room in your home, whether it's a suite rental, whether you're working for commission at a salon, just your station, your space, or whether you want to own a beautiful salon on the hillside in Italy, whatever, no dream is too big. Picture your space. So touch the doorknob, walk into the room. Does it smell like anything? Do you have a favorite candle? What do your floors look like? Do you have art on your walls? What color are they painted? Wander over to your salon chair and your mirror. What color is your salon chair? Is it classic black? Or is it like a beautiful tanned leather? What type of music do you have playing in the background? It's funny, that was the thing I was most excited about when I started working from home. I got to pick my music. I had a boss who listened to Lady Gaga every day for over a year. What does it feel like in your salon? Like, how do you feel? Are you peaceful? Are you proud of yourself? Are you excited? It's so exciting. What type of client is the first one who's coming in today? Are they kind and respectful? They show up on time. And they love their hair. And they love spending time with you. We are so lucky we get to make people feel amazing. Now, the more detailed you can get, you're welcome to open your eyes. The more detailed you can get on this when you're in your visualization, the better. Like, get in sight, smell, hearing, feel, even like, how does the floor feel on your feet, right? Like, oh my goodness, everything, the feel of the shampoo hose, like the nozzle, as detailed as you can get. And then even go so deep into what your ideal client is like in your chair, who you are as that business owner. That's a huge one too. Write this stuff down. Write down details of what you want your space to be. Write down details of your ideal client, because then you know who you're looking to attract. And write down, and this is something too, I'm going to put my calendar link in this in the chat. And if you want to book just like a half-hour call, there is free, to really get clear on self-image and who that person is who owns that successful salon, because that's huge. I know when I did self-image work, my business, not even just my business, but my whole life changed. It was wild. But really getting detailed in that and creating that vision. And then, yes, knowing those action steps to take. So this is my jam. If that's, I feel like I make myself sound really old when I use that term. This is my jam. My kids are like, nobody knows what that means, Mom. I help people leave hair school or an hourly salon or a commission salon, like working for somebody else, not owning their own yet, into stepping into entrepreneurship and owning their own business, no matter how it looks, becoming the person who runs and owns a successful, thriving business, figuring out what you want your lifestyle to be when you have that business. Like, I don't work evenings and weekends anymore. I hated it. I hated working evenings and weekends. I don't want to do it. So I don't, because I can. And even like the step by step, because it's a lot, right? Like, you need to get all the things. You need to set up payment things. You need to, oh my goodness, even like into boundaries, like all the things, the physical things you do, as well as the mental part of it. That is what I do. So if anyone here is curious to know more, let me know and I'll give you info. The reason why I recommend having a coach or a mentor is because that person will get you to where you want to be quicker, probably save you more time, more money, relieve so much stress. Oh my goodness, when I left the salon, the amount of money and time I wasted is like, and I was so anxious and so stressed about it all. And looking back now, I'm like I've started 2 other businesses since then, and it hasn't been stressful. And I wish my coach was here right now. I'd be like, oh God, thank you. But so much of it is in our heads. We live in this world, society of like hustle culture, and things have to be hard. And, you just work harder and you work more hours and you grind it out. Like, ugh, when somebody says grind it out or like hustling, I'm like, oh gosh. If that was the way to success, so many more people would be millionaires. So much of it, again, is the energy you put behind things and your mindset going forward. Okay, now let's go quick. So we've got, let's say 10 minutes. Let's go into owning your own space and kind of the benefits of it, and then the first couple of steps. And then I will let you guys go. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. The vision board. If you ever have time, it's so easy on Pinterest. Actually, Canva. You just go into Canva. Does anybody use Canva? And you can type in vision board, and it brings you something like this, and you just fill in pictures. It's so fun. But this, not this one. I have created a vision board for myself. And I have it as my phone screensaver. I have it on my computer as my screen. I actually have an alarm on my phone that goes off every couple of hours, and I take 2 minutes and I do a visualization. I look at my vision board, I do my visualization, and I say my affirmations constantly. Because again, those environmental suggestions are just flying at you all day long, and they're so stuck down deep in there. You have to take control of changing those and creating the beliefs that you want. Okay. This slide just makes me hurt. Okay. This sheet right here. So what will my life look and feel like in 5 years when my business is thriving? These are just really great questions to get you thinking about the future, to get you thinking about what your life will be like, and then as well, what your life will be like if you don't step in and chase those dreams. I can send this to you, and then you can do it on your own time. Now, benefits of being an independent business owner. Besides that, so cheesy. I have typed this in and then taken it out so many times, but it is just like, I feel it so much. It is so empowering having control and having freedom. It grows you not just as a hairstylist, but as a person, right? As a friend, as a daughter, as a mom, as all of the things. It is wild. But let's get into bread and butter, the ability to earn more money. When I was working at a salon, I made 40% commission. I was there the hours they wanted me to be. I took the clients they wanted me to take. Like men's cuts. As soon as I left the salon, I was like, I am never doing another men's cut again. I don't want to. I don't enjoy it. That's the kind of stuff we talk about inside the academy as well. Are different ways to free up time to earn more money. So if we're talking about money, if you can do, say your men's cut's 25 bucks. You could do, oh my goodness, for 6 men's cuts and say, I don't know how long it takes you to do men's cut, 45 minutes, half an hour. 45 minutes, whatever, right? You can do a ton of men's cuts, or you can have a client in for a root retouch and a haircut. What, hour and a half, 2 hours max, and make more money. Like it's so figuring out these services that you provide that make you the most money for the time, and then cutting out the rest. For instance, I just traveled and did extensions for like a year when I had the flood here. And I made so much money and barely worked. So like niching down in certain things too. You could become like the natural blonding specialist, right? Like, anyways, I have so many ideas. Okay, time flexibility. Pick your own hours, work when you want. I think a subconscious limiting belief of mine, a place where my paradigm really stopped me from hopping out on my own and changing my hours, was that I didn't think that my clients would follow me. So my clients that came in on Saturdays and evenings, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to lose all of them. If I don't work Saturdays and evenings anymore, I won't have these people. And they made it work. I lost one client. Things like when I left, I worked in a beautiful, really upper class salon when I worked in Guelph, a city of, oh my, there's a lot of people there. And I moved from this beautiful salons place in a busy city to a basement, teeny tiny little room in my basement out in the country, about 25 minutes outside of town. And I stopped working evenings and weekends. My business thrived. I think a lot of it too is people just made it work. They could feel, I came with a different energy, right? Like I was so happy to be here. I attracted more people and more people like me. Like I was just, all of a sudden I was chill and I was calm and I loved what I did again. And it just attracts. So vacations, you could take a week, a month off. You could have little mini retirements. You could work for 2 months, take a month off. I take the whole summer off with my kids, and my clients wait. That's a whole other story too. Building a loyal client base is a massive part of having sustainability in your business. So if you're looking to build really loyal clients who pre-book with you, who refer their friends, who pay you what they're worth, they're not looking for discounts, that's something else I can help with. I have online courses all about that, and I do workshops and all the things, but that's huge. But that's a skill set, right? That's a skill set. You can learn that. Choice and control. We talked about this. If there's services you don't want to do, you don't have to. Hours you don't want to work, you listen to your own music, all the things, right? Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I think that's it. So next step, definitely book a call if you would like. Oh, sorry, Marissa, I'm reading your chat. Was it immediate that you took evenings and weekends out of your schedule when choosing to be on your own? I took evenings off immediately and I kept my Saturdays for a little bit, and then I weaned them off where I was just doing one Saturday a month. And then I cut that out too. I'd say immediately evenings. Saturdays probably took me 6 months. And then I think a lot of that too was I felt bad about, like I was still like, right, those beliefs are so ingrained that as a hairstylist, you work on Saturdays. That's what you do. And that belief was so strong. So a lot of the stuff, moving out on my own, slowly getting rid of the things I didn't want to do anymore, all that came with help from my coach. I've had a few different coaches over the years for different things that I wanted to do. I know you feel bad. And maybe this will make you feel better. If your clients really want to come in and see you, they will make it work. They make doctor's appointments work. They make dentist appointments work. They make all the things work. And if they cannot make it work, the clients that can fit into your schedule will come. Just keep making your clients feel amazing. So anytime you have someone in your chair, leave them better than how they showed up. They remember how you make them feel, not necessarily what you said. Yes, you have to do good hair, but there's a billion education things online for hair, right? But it's how you make somebody feel. So for instance, I had 2 massage therapists that I had gone to forever, and they both gave me great massages. And then one of them started getting, what's the word? Like super negative. And I would go in for this relaxing massage, like naked on a table, and he would talk shit about everybody, like people I knew, just talk shit about everybody. He started blaming the world. And then he started kind of half-assing massages. And it was just, oh, and then one day he told me, I wouldn't gain any more weight if I were you. You'll be one of those like fat, skinny people. And I was like, oh, well, I will never come back here again. I would leave being like, oh God, I need a massage. Like so tense. So people remember how you make them feel. That is key. And you will find your people. You totally will. If you feel bad, I feel like a lot of us hairdressers are people pleasers, right? And we just want to do all the things for people. But if you don't set boundaries now, it's even harder to set them later. And if you're constantly just doing the things for other people, whether it's in work or at home, like whatever, you're going to burn yourself out. And then the joy from that, like if every evening or weekend you work, you're like, oh, I don't want to work tonight. You're bringing your energy right back down to a lower vibe. And then you got to work again to get it back up there to start attracting all the new things. But I get it. I've been there. Okay. This is the first time in my life I finished something early. It is 11:38. I'm going to let you guys go. Marissa, do you have any questions? Does anybody have any questions for me? Feel free to throw it in the chat or unmute yourself. I think really the key,
Hi, sorry. I just take myself off mute because it's a little bit easier than the chat. I don't think I have any other questions, but I would love to sign up for your one-on-one for sure. That would be phenomenal.
That's awesome. Do you see the link in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
If you could probably save it, or you can click on it now and book something in now if you like. And if you can't find anything in there that works for you, just shoot me a message and we can figure something else out. How did you find out about this workshop? Are we on social media, or was it through Canadian Hairstylists?
It was through social media, through Instagram. You direct messaged me.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it to you right now, the chat. Marissa Mullen, here it is. Okay, I will send you my calendar link now. And then something in, yeah, if you can't figure it out, let me know and we'll make something work. And we can go through anything you like. We can chit chat for as long as you want. Think about some things that you're really maybe struggling with or want some tips on. We can go through like visualization affirmations, or we could go through even like nitty-gritty stuff of how to start building the business, whatever you like.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, thanks so much. It was nice to meet you through Zoom.
Yeah.
All right, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you as well.
Okay, see you later.
You.
Okay. All right, thanks everybody.